So lately I've been really into, or I've been looking up a lot of like mashups. So like mashups of two different songs that they make into one. I don't know why, but I've been just looking them up a lot lately. Something kind of weird. But recently I found one that's actually really cool. So it's Earth, Wind and Fire, September, and MGMT's Kids, and it actually sounds like really good. I'll put the song just in this section. I'll listen to it as well, but I'll put it just in this section of the video so you guys can hear it from there. I didn't come up with an intro for this video, so I figured, you know, I'll show you a cool little song, a cool find. You know, I don't know, that song, you gotta admit, the song slaps. I mean, that was not half bad. Whatever, let's get on with the video. Okay, so this is 10 tools for video or photo that I can vouch for and that are all pretty low priced, reasonably priced. Which I'll admit is a bad title, but it's the working title for now. I mean, that's all we got for now. And for item number one, it's something you guys have, for the most part, probably have seen, and that's just because I use it that much. And that's this leather handle here that you can set up on the hot shoe of your camera. Kind of just set it up just like this, boom. So for me, this right here offers a lot of sense of security. It's another point to, you know, hold on to that you can have rather than just having the handle of the camera. But also I use it, you know, for B-roll. It gets me a lot more steady of a shot. You know, if I'm kind of swaying this way, I get another point of contact. That way I can smooth out my footage just a little bit. And personally, for me, I've set up these small rig cold shoe mounts. That way I can put in different accessories. It does come with a cold shoe on the top of the handle, but having two on the side kind of gives me more options, and it doesn't make it, you know, so top heavy to where you can't really see what you're shooting. Basically, whenever I am not wearing my camera strap, this is definitely on the camera. And speaking of the camera strap, item number two is the wildly popular Peak Design anchors and clips. You buy a bundle of this, it comes with a couple anchors, it comes with the clips. That way you could just put the clip, you know, on your favorite camera strap, put the anchors on whatever cameras you use pretty often, and there you go. You know, you never have to deal with this whole weaving in and out of the camera strap area, you know, and deciding, yeah, I'm not gonna use that camera today because I have to take off the strap and I have to put it on this other one, or I don't even want to do the strap because I'm doing a video. No longer a big issue. You know, this is the easiest thing that you could use, and I think that's probably why it's so wildly popular. Want to take it off? Sure. Here we go. Boom. Done. You know, you really can't deny that that's just so dang easy and definitely useful. The next item on the list is Velcro straps. These Velcro straps I have been using forever. The actual package of these comes with like 100 of them, and I still have, this right here is from the original packaging. So that's like 50 of them that's left. So I've used 50. These things last forever. I mean, you're not really gonna be replacing them a whole lot. They're pretty durable. But for me, these are great for just keeping everything nice and bundled, you know, and then being able to just put that little bundle in my camera bag and having it just ready rather than all tangled up with other cables. You know, it's just everyone having their own little bundle, their own little home. It's just ready to go, and it looks a lot nicer, you know? And that brings us to item number four. Now, item number four is similar, but it definitely serves a different purpose. And that's these zip ties right here. These specific zip ties, not just any zip ties, because these are a little bit different than the average. So like your average one, it, you know, put it in, ties up, and securely, you know, gets that in there. You're not gonna get that out. The reason these are different is these are not permanent. So they have a little area here. You just kind of press on there loosens up tie and you could reuse it. And they're durable enough where you really could just reuse it if you want to. For me, they're pretty useful. Just for instance, this softbox here, it has an electrical cable that, you know, you have to plug into the socket. And what I like to do is tie the cable onto the stand. That way it's not just flapping and loose and, you know, people could trip on it or whatever. Again, a package of these comes with like 100 of them. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but it's a lot. I have not blown through the first pack that I bought of these. Again, because they're just that durable and because you could reuse them. All right, now the next tool on my list, again, this is not the ultimate guide for photographers and cinematographers, which admittingly is a better title. This is my list of some tools, some items that I have used and that I can vouch for. This one, everybody and their mother knows about. I probably don't even have to mention it, but I would regret not mentioning it just because everybody knows about it, because everybody probably uses them. And that's these bolo ties here, these red ones.
Hey, Sparkles.
These are so freaking versatile. I mean, you could use them for practically anything. You could do cable management with them. You can tie up different things that you don't really think about the things that you can do with this until you come up to an opportunity to use them and say, hey, you know what? I grab one of those little red bolo ties and use that. You know, it's super flexible, yet it's super strong. You know, it'll hold up to pretty much anything. Something that I like to do with them is just grabbing the bundle of cables that I have that I mentioned before. If I have multiple bundles, I like to just take a bolo tie to them and have all my cables just all in one little area. Like ultimate cable management. It's a no-brainer. I think that's why everybody knows about them. That's why everybody uses them. They're so easy. The next item on the list is actually one that was suggested to me in one of my videos. It was the Shure shotgun microphone review video. And one of my biggest gripes, probably my only gripe with that microphone, is that it actually was not rechargeable. You had to put 2 AA batteries into it, which I thought was just bonkers. Anyway, someone commented on that video and suggested that I use these rechargeable batteries. These are ENELOOP or ENELOOP, one of those. Anyway, these rechargeable batteries, they pretty much have fixed like the entire issue I had with that microphone. These work like a charm. They came fully powered already right out of the box. They last for freaking ever. I mean, I barely had to charge them, but if I did want to, it does already come with, you know, an outlet there. So you just put that into any socket and you're like good to go. So for the random couple of things in my camera bag that I actually need AA batteries for, just like that person that commented, I see why they suggested these specifically, because yeah, they totally work. Great fix. Now in the same thread, our next item is for the normal items that you can actually just recharge, and that's this charging cable. I mean, this right here, pretty much anyone could take advantage of this. You don't have to be a photographer into video. So it has your regular USB just on one end, just like every other charging cable. And on the other end, it's got a split connection. So you have your USB-C, you have your micro SD, and then you have 2 lightning cables. And the actual material is a braided cable. That way it lasts a little bit longer and it's not gonna just break on you from normal wear and tear. Item number 8 on the list is definitely an interesting one. So I'm gonna see, hopefully all of these items, if not something that's really close to it, are still available, and I'll link everything down on the description below. I'll see if this one's still available. It's this CAMALAPSE egg timer. I don't think they call it that. The reason I call it that is because of this. Sounds like your typical kitchen egg timer. But what this is, it's for cell phones, and it helps you do a time lapse basically. So all around the outside of this little box, it has different timestamps. So it's got 15 minutes, 30, all the way up to 360, so a full circle. And it tells you how long it'll take for it to do that time lapse. So you set up your phone right on the top with your usual phone adapter, something kind of like this. You get it on there and then you just twist to whatever time limit or whatever angle you want your time lapse to be. And of course, you know, you start your camera on your phone. Boom, you got a time lapse that'll actually move at an angle, so gives you a little bit more of a dynamic scene. So this does have a 1/4" thread down on the bottom, so if you want to hook it up with a tripod to get some height, or if you want to get a little weird and put it on a GorillaPod, you can do that as well. Try to get some different angles at stuff, then you can go ahead and do that. Now, one thing that you might have noticed is that when you hook it up to just your normal phone holder, of course, you're taking video vertically. You know, you can't really do it portrait. I suppose maybe you can if you want to take a video of like the ceiling or the sky. Anyway, the next item helps with that problem specifically, and that's this phone holder right here. So this guy here, as you can see, it's a little more involved than your average phone holder. You can switch it. So right now it's in portrait mode. So if you wanted to do that time lapse with the egg timer, you set it up and now you could do your portrait mode time lapse with a little angle. You could also, of course, use it horizontally, just like the other ones. And it also does come with a 1/4" thread on there as well. So if you wanted to hook this up to a GorillaPod or some kind of small tripod and do, you know, selfies or vlogs with your phone or something like that, you could hook up your microphone on there. That way you got a full setup and you got just one little thing there securely holding everything. This has been useful to me just because of that alone. It's just, you know, versatility is the name of the game. And this totally just lets me do whatever it is that I want to hook this up to, you know, wherever I want to. Now, the last item on the list, it's a little bit of a dark horse. I actually debated putting it on this list, but the debate's over because this is my list of things that I've used for a very long time and that I know work for me. And out of all these items, this one definitely falls in that category. And that's this microphone stand right here. I can't really show it to you, so we'll just go with the B-roll and you guys could see it that way. This microphone stand, it's really more set up for musicians, you know, that have the microphone set up, but they also play a guitar, so they need that ample space between themselves and the stand for the microphone. So that's why it's got that angled bar on the top. That way the microphone can get up to their face and they still have room for the guitar to strum and to move around a little bit. I've used it as a boom stand just for a microphone, and it's a solo boom stand. It just holds my microphone and records solo, you know, not no one needing to hold on to it. You know, you could set up cameras on top of it, you could set up a light on top of it. There's just so many weird uses. Of course, you're gonna want to get a couple of different adapters, and that's gonna help you put in different items or different accessories, but it's been totally worth it to me to get those adapters and just kind of figure out different ways to use it. There probably has not been any video that I have done that has not included the use of this microphone stand in one way or another. If you wanted to do an overhead shot, you could definitely do that. Of course, you'll have to put a sandbag or a counterweight on the other end, but definitely manageable. I've definitely done it and I could vouch for it. Again, it works. So I'll admit, it's a weird item to suggest. I know it's not kind of the norm. I think anybody can probably figure out a way to use it, and more than just one way of using it. When I think about the price of a product, you know, that's kind of what I think about, is I want to get the most bang for my buck. If I could use it for more than one reason, or I can use it in 5 different ways, then that sounds like a bonus. That sounds like a better buy to me. Anyway, I think that pretty much rounds out my list. I'm interested to know if you guys have any other items that I should probably know about that you guys use a lot and that you think I may find a good use for. And you know, if you do end up trying any one of these, I'd also love to hear that. Love to hear if they work for you as well as they work for me, if you think the same that I do about them, and if you would put them on your list of the ultimate guide, not the ultimate guide, but if you'd put them on your list of the top 10 reasonably priced products that are super useful. As always, guys, this is Carlos with Tech V.8, and I am out.